In the fertile land between the Sutlej and Beas rivers lies historic Jalandhar, one of India's oldest cities and the cultural backbone of the Doaba region in northern Punjab. The city has a rich heritage rooted in art, grand architecture, education, and spirituality. Jalandhar is a literary and media center. Every day, nearly 100,000 pilgrims travel to the nearby Golden Temple to worship and break bread, regardless of religion. In recent years, the city has undergone rapid industrial development. A lucky minority of its 2.2 million citizens have benefited from this commercial boom. But for the poorest families in this region, daily life remains a constant struggle. The education, healthcare, and resources available to Jalandhar's wealthiest citizens remain far beyond reach for families living in extreme poverty. Nowhere is this divide clearer than in the faces of children who lack access to the life-saving medical care they so desperately need. Without the basic orthopedic care that many of us take for granted, children in this developing region suffer needlessly from spinal deformity. For many, these conditions are life-threatening. Without treatment, these children face decline in lung function, heart damage, and eventually total heart failure. For all of these children, untreated spinal deformity means constant pain, social stigma, and an additional financial burden on their already poverty-stricken families. These kids can only dream of standing straight and proud. Their families can only dream of watching them grow up healthy and strong.
There is a great need to provide spine surgical services in this area. We have seen patients from last year, poor patients who are unable to afford any complex spinal reconstruction for their spinal deformity.
On this March morning, the expert surgeons from Standing Straight have arrived with their team to help these children reach that dream. Focused exclusively on orthopedic surgery, Standing Straight conducts one mission to the SGL Charitable Hospital in urban Jalandhar each year. Leading the mission are orthopedic spine surgeon Ravi Singh Bains and neurophysiologist Nirmal Singh. Standing Straight's team of 20 volunteer doctors, nurses, and support staff completed their first surgical mission to Jalandhar in 2015.
The parents can see the changes that we have been able to make, and I think it's more over time, once the children over the next few days and over the next few weeks as they recover, I think that's when the children hopefully will be able to visualize and appreciate the changes that we have been able to do for them.
The people of the area have been looking forward to their return. Many have traveled hundreds of miles by whatever means necessary just for the opportunity to be seen by Standing Straight's doctors. For the children who will receive surgeries this week, their lives and the lives of everyone they know are about to change forever for the better.
In our clinics, you will see that there are patients with severe deformities that have not been addressed for years.
The Standing Straight team will meet with nearly 50 patients who have been pre-screened by the SGL hospital staff months before their arrival. Of these desperate families, the team will only have time and resources to operate on 12 patients. Though Standing Straight can only help a few of the many families in need, the screening process itself provides information and a pathway to treatment for all who are seen today. For many, this is the first healthcare visit in months, even years, and the non-surgical remedies they receive are of tremendous benefit.
Just seeing the look on the kids' faces when they can actually sit up, stand up straight is really, really special. Last year we did a young boy named Happy, and he came back this year to see us, and it was just very moving to see as happy as he is. So.
These children's futures depend on their ability to receive spinal surgery. The local doctors in the SGL hospital are dedicated to caring for the region's poorest suffering patients, but they lack the funding, equipment, and expertise to properly deal with these complex orthopedic deformities. In cases where severe spinal deformity has progressed to extremes, there is a grave risk of complication. Standing Straight's comprehensive surgical team will work side by side with SGL's medical staff over the next week to perform these advanced procedures. At the end of this mission, Standing Straight will leave SGL staff better equipped to continue providing advanced care for spinal conditions in the future. Today is the first day of surgery.
ऑपरेशन हो रहा और परमात्मा के अरदास करते हैं कि ऑपरेशन ठीक हो।
उसने तो ये भी सोचा हुआ है कि मेरा 15 दिसंबर को मेरा बर्थ होता है, पर मैं आज 23 मार्च को अपना बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट किया करूंगी।
These doctors are the real heroes.
As the 8 to 12 hour operations and even longer work days are completed one by one, the tireless volunteers are driven on by the need to deliver the most life-saving care in the short window they have in Jalandhar. Today they share in the joy and triumph of these children and their families as they celebrate this first giant leap toward recovery.
मैं बहुत ही शुक्रगुजार हूँ डॉक्टर साहब का, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
सारी एंटायर टीम को मैं थैंक्स कहना चाहती हूँ।
ਇਹਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਦਾ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੁੰਨੀ ਆ।
हाँ, उनका बहुत बहुत थैंक्स है जी।
थैंक यू सो मच।
This opportunity to provide a life-changing service to a child through spinal surgery is what drove each of these doctors to the practice of medicine. After a long, hard week, the work is done, and the patients can recover and begin their lives anew. Reluctantly, the Standing Straight team must leave Jalandhar and head home. But with the continued support of their volunteers and generous donors, they can look forward to seeing these patients and many more when they return for another surgical mission next year. For patients like Tanya, who spent her life suffering from spinal deformity until her surgery last year, life begins anew thanks to the Standing Straight team. Tanya and her family are now free from the fear of a life cut short by spinal deformity. Tanya and all of the other children helped by Standing Straight will walk into the future straight and tall, ready to grow to their full potential. Standing Straight has already changed many lives in its 2 missions to India. With your help, the team can do so much more. Reach out today and learn how you can help underprivileged children like Tanya get the life-saving spinal surgery they so desperately need. Their need is urgent. Join our mission. Help these children stand straight.